Hi, my name is Kim. What I'm going to talk about this evening is we're going to compare ENTPs with INTPs. They're very similar, have the same functions, but they are in different slots. Okay, so let's get into the ENTP. Okay, so ENTP, they lead with NE, and then TI, and then FE, and then SI. Now, INTPs, they lead with TI. Their second function is NE, extrovert intuition. And then they have, and then FE. So very similar. I mean, the INTPs are like the quiet versions of the ENTPs. They have a lot in common, but there are some differences. And so we're going to get into that. Okay, let's get into this. Um, Now, the ENTP, they lead with NE. So their NE is really strong because it's their dominant function. So NE is carrying an ENTP, everywhere. They're exploring new ideas, going down rabbit holes and discovering different concepts, making connections with ideas. They have plenty of ideas because they have NE. So they have a plethora of ideas, and a lot of them they're innovative. So they start projects and like inventing things, but most of their ideas doesn't get past the door. Okay, so they like starting the project, but when they see another idea, it's like, oh, I should try this one, and so that's why you never see too much of their ideas um, out in the real world. Um, they're they're starters, but they're not really finishers. Now with INTPs, they're innovative too, and they have a plethora of ideas too and possibilities. But the same thing, a lot of their ideas does not go into the outer world or past the door. Um, there are some there are some INTPs who have put their ideas out in the real world. Um, yeah, they're either INTPs either write books, um, or they invent something. Um, so that that is very similar to the ENTPs. Um, they like to invent things. Um, they now ENTPs and INTPs, they have this in common. They like to debate. Although ENTPs, they're known as the debaters, so they might be a better debater than an INTP. Um, both both will go to the other side and play the devil's advocate. Both of them. Um, so now ENTPs, if they see an opportunity, maybe a job opportunity or something, they're just going to go out there and grab it. If they think that it's going to better them in the long run, they're going to grab it. They're going to take that risk and grab it. Whereas an INTP, if they're presented with an opportunity, they're going to want to think about it, want to research about it, and you know what? This opportunity, they missed it because they were thinking too much, doing so much research, and so they missed out on that opportunity. It probably maybe would have made their life better. We don't know. Both are very clever. They're very quick-witted, both of them. So they have no problem, with comebacks. You know, um, INTPs, their sense of humor is very quirky, very out there, out in left field, and they're silly too. And so ENTPs, I guess they can be quirky. Um, they, I think with them, they like a lot of maybe dark humor, satirical humor. I think that's what they're more into. Um, Whereas INTPs, it's just silliness. They're into absurd things. They find that funny. Um, yeah, and they're silly. They're quirky. Um, so yeah, so with ENTPs, with their introverted thinking, and so uh, they they're logical, they're intellectual, um, introverted thinking for both ENTP and INTP. Um, it's about spotting inconsistencies in an argument or logic or someone's explanation on something. Um, they both have that ability. They have that gift. Um, Now, ENTPs, their FE is third, so they're going to be more in touch with their emotions and with the emotions of others. Whereas INTPs, their FE is fourth. Okay, so they're not going to be so in tune with their own emotions or with others' other emotions. But you know, all hope is not lost. INTPs, they can work on their FE. They can hone in on it and work on it. And, it can be developed and developed to the point where they can go out in the world and make connections, and, just, being around some people. It's very, we're social creatures. We need to be around people. We need to connect with people. And so INTPs, when their FE is developed more, they're going to be more comfortable in social situations. Whereas ENTPs, they're very comfortable in social situations. They're extroverts, um, and their FE is higher up compared to the INTPs. Um, so yeah, ENTPs, they can connect with people easily. They have a large group of friends. Um, Whereas an INTP has a small group of friends that they trust. Um, Now, ENTPs are a lot more risky about things. Like I said, if they see an opportunity, they're going to take that risk. If they think that it will benefit them in the long run. Whereas an INTP, if an opportunity comes, they're going to be thinking about it. They're going to be researching, every single thing about that, um, about the opportunity that has come their way. But unfortunately, with all the researching and all that stuff, they lose out on that opportunity. It goes away, and so they would never know if it worked out or not. Um, but you know, uh, ENTPs and INTPs, because they both have any, they both have a plethora of ideas. Um, Both of them have a hard time kind of narrowing things down and pick one idea. So that's a challenge for them, for both of them. Um, Now, just trying to think here. Um, yeah, I think that'll be it for them. Um, so yes, ENTPs and INTPs, similar. But yet there's a little bit of a difference. But I do know that you will see ENTPs and INTPs hanging out. They have great friendships because they can relate to one another. They have the same functions. So they can really follow each other's reasoning, um, following their logic. They can do all those things because they have the same functions, different slots. All right. I'm getting over my time here. I hope you enjoy this video and I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening, and I'm going to say goodbye.